Okay.
I think we're live.
Yep, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the whatever this demo party is called, beer panel, because I can't pronounce it. And people can introduce themselves because, so someone introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm PS from Topol, and Enough Records, and 500 other demo groups. Hello, how are you all doing? Great set by Ronnie.
Hey, I'm Eat Drink Fuck from Poo Brain. I'm here to represent the homebrewing contingent and drink a lot of beer.
I am the Belgeleiden Ulut Patrona from Herbal Boy Belgian Beer Squadron and too much groups. Also, it seems that I joined Reality, a Mia group today, so after I add to my list. And I am here to represent the country of the triples, the quads, and the brewing monks.
Is that a Jumalauta nickname, or is that your
No,
RBBS
no.
Because it sounded a lot like a Jumalauta nickname.
I think it actually is. That is yes, because I think it's not my ISO name. So yeah, this is my Jumalauta name.
Okay, fair enough.
So right, let's start with beer. So let me open. Because I'm British, I have a best bitter, and I also have a pewter tanker. And this contains lead, so do not do this at home.
Don't drink lead, kids. It's
Yes,
bad
don't
for your
drink
health.
lead. It's very bad for you. So cheers. So what is everyone drinking?
I'm not drinking something Portuguese. I'm drinking the best beer ever, which is a Tokyo from Brewdog. It's Brewdog is one of my favorite breweries, and this is one of my favorite beers. It's expensive like hell. It's also extremely good, and I have orgies just remembering the first time that I drank it off the tap, which is a lot better than drinking it from the bottle. But hey, we go with what we have. We don't have Brewdogs in Portugal, so we have to drink it from the bottle.
Fair. I've got myself a Verdant here, IPA because I'm basic, and I mean, arguably Verdant's still one of the best breweries in Europe. Fight me, but it's a 8% double IPA with Mosaic, Azaka, and what's the final one? Sultana. That's right, one I have never
thought
had
I
before.
would just screw you, Damien, and have Verdant keep left as well.
Double the beer, triple the excitement.
I'll drink till
yeah.
motherfucker.
Well, this is
I'm doing It's Blonde by Brouwerij Kees.
Hey, also good brewery.
I picked this up last December. We did a small trip over the border when that was still allowed, and I just got a random stash of beer thing that I didn't have yet, and I haven't tasted it yet. So let's find out live and read my verdict on Untapped.
I have a few other beers here with me that I have on my stash that I wanted to show you guys. I guess this is the right opportunity to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So this was one I was drinking earlier. It's called Trindade. I'm not sure what that means. It's a Portuguese word. I'm not sure what it means in English. It's a limited edition. It's a vanilla porter, and it's local, but I'm not sure by what brewery. But it's local Portuguese stuff. I have a few other Portuguese stuff. Well, the most common Portuguese of all, Superboc. Don't leave home without it. Then we have a few craft beer stuff. This one is Mean Sardine, which is one of my favorite Portuguese breweries. This one is especially with ginja, which is this special cherry kind of thing that you put it in liquor, and it tastes very sweet. And they put it in a beer, and you can drink it here.
Collaboration with the Mole, I see.
Yeah. And I have another one here, also from Mean Sardine, which is Tordesillas, which is the treaty that we did with Spain to divide the world, for people who don't know. And this one actually contains cocoa, cinnamon, chili, and vanilla. But it tries to be an imperial stout, but it says Portuguese Empire Stout. So it's for those ultra-nationalists out there. They can drink this and feel that they are doing something. And another Portuguese one, Route 666 by what's Laugard and Letra. It's a collaboration between two breweries. And it's a Russian Imperial Stout, which is totally my kind of thing. I'm a very big fan of Russian Imperial Stouts. And this one is a special muscatel wine barrel aged
Oh,
kind
nice.
of thing. So special kind of flavor. Last one that I have to show, it's actually an import from Norway, and it's called Cheap Lunch. And it contains all sorts of sweet things. I like my beer sweet. You guys can hit me in the head because of that. It contains peanut butter, chocolate, vanilla, and caramel.
Ooh.
It's a bit of an overdrive. These were two of them. I already drank one of them, so it's a bit it's not as sweet as you start to think from reading all the ingredients. It has a certain bitterness in it, but still sweet enough for my taste. So I like that. So yeah, I'm more of a Russian Imperial and sweet kind of beers kind of person. I know other people prefer them smoked. Other people prefer them bitter or sour even. So I'm gonna pass the voice to next person who wants to talk about beer.
Beer. So what I'm drinking is a bitter, which is the most traditional example of a beer, and it's basically top fermented ale with English hops. I have no idea what hops are in here. This is by quite a big brewery, but independent Marston's, and I'm drinking it out of a 1876 pewter tankard. So pewter used to contain lead, and this contains lead. So really, you shouldn't drink from it. Now and then, it's okay.
I thought only medieval people that drank in tankards. Is it?
Yeah,
still
well,
the
this
thing?
is no, but I just had to have drink out of one. Tastes
Yeah.
like
It
and
looks
this is
good.
quite unique as well because I can't. Hang on.
Oh,
So
it
that's
has,
glass.
yeah, the transparent button.
And the reason for the transparent button is an urban myth that if one of the army people would drop a farthing in or something like that, or 2 shilling coin into the beer, and then if you drank it and you saw it at the bottom, you would automatically roll into the navy or the army. But having a clear bottom meant you could see before you got to it, so you could not be rolled. So that's
Was
the
that
other
like
myth.
a way to get drafted into the army?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we live and
Sort
learn.
of. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So what I have around here, so more stuff from the Holland trip. I have a Brouwerij Kees double IPA waiting to happen. I have a Dutch bargain smash bock, and I don't even like bock beer. I don't know why I got this. Another Dutch bargain.
We like the bock.
In a bottle, and then there's a Kriek Foudroyant Belgian thing. I really hope that there's no cork underneath this, because I'm afraid there's going to be a cork underneath the cap, and then I can't open it.
Was it your seminar? Someone had to go off and find a corkscrew. That was.
Yes, and I just basically told them fetch the French because they have wine bottles. They have a corkscrew.
They should know what that is.
And then the last 2 backups is a Goliath Belgian thing, and then an IPA from Vulcan in Germany. As you know, when
making IPAs in Germany is not very common. They have such tradition for wheat beer.
Yes,
kind of
it's
It's a growing market.
Which one? Sorry.
Yeah.
IPA in Germany. It's not very common.
Indeed, and actually, that brewery also has a very very soft Weissbier, so Hefen. So that's cool. We found that going on a trip with Medo from Titan and other groups, and it's like near him, and it's this big bar and a small brewery, and you can get the stuff in the brewery. Like, okay, sure, I'll take 24 of each. These are my last ones.
Sweet. I mean, regarding IPAs in Germany, you've got Frau Gruber, for example, which is I would say growing, but already pretty large brewery, and they very rarely disappoint. and they're definitely not the only ones.
Now, what do you think of your Verdon?
It's pretty good. It's not as good as the last one I had. The Mary Lou was even better,
Ah,
but this
yeah.
is a double IPA, so maybe it's a little bit too heavy,
Mm,
a little
yes.
bit unbalanced. But
Eat, drink, fuck. I heard you brew beer. So, what kind of beer have you brewed before?
I've been all over the shop a little bit. I've done some a lot of IPAs, New England stuff, West Coast stuff, some No Coast stuff, basically like fusing the two. I've done some.
Well, do you get
Imperial
like
stouts.
hops? Do you get hops from other regions or like special brand of hops, or you just use local hops?
I mainly just source my hops from online retailers, so I just get whatever I need or I think I need for a brew. But I've also done some collecting of local hops in France while I was in France.
Nice.
So I have no idea what they were. Just tested them out, and they were decent enough. So I use them mostly as a bittering addition, which is fine.
Random saison.
Use them in a blackberry stout, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the
I don't think I
blackberries were
ever had
also
a
sourced.
blackberry stout.
The
I'm
first one
talking
didn't
about the
work
hops
out.
because there are a lot of different IPAs that use like different
Yeah.
kind of hops. Different,
absolutely.
So that always
Hops
comes into play.
Hops are definitely one of the most playful ingredients. Like they actually imbue your beer with some form of terroir, like from where they're from. So if you get New Zealand hops, they're way different from hops grown in America or hops grown in Europe. So there's a lot of difference there, and a lot of different flavors that you can play with.
Yeah, but aren't hops like, especially the one from the US that from what I get is that they're completely genetically engineered, so you can make any hop taste from anywhere. So like they're like the difference between a New Zealand hop and a French hop are is a petri dish.
Sort of. It's a lot of it is climate. So, like in California, you grow different grape varieties than you do in France. You grow some noble grapes are grown in America, but less so because the climate's different. It's the same with hops. You
I guess
also,
it's a bit like grapes, that you can also have the same brand of grapes in different
Yeah.
regions, but they
Yeah,
taste
but it will
slightly
taste-
different.
Yeah, you can
Very different.
optimize the soil they grow in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the terroir I was mentioning earlier. Basically,
It's European hops like well, you've got noble hops. So noble hops are your traditional, your Fuggles, your Golden, and your Swiss, not Swiss. Why am I thinking Swiss? Czech and German hops that I can't remember the names of.
Hallertau.
Yeah, Hallertau, and so on. And they are your standard European hops. If you grow those in America, they're very different. They don't grow so well, so they developed hops based on those, which have developed into the modern hops that America now grows. But England, like most like double IPAs or IPAs in Europe, import New Zealand, Australian, and American hops. They don't use noble hops generally. There are some new hop varieties being developed in Europe, especially in Germany and especially in England, to try and get the same flavors that you get in the United States. And they are getting there. They're not there yet, but they will get there.
I remember talking with some Portuguese brewer, and it was like you had to order the hops from abroad because locally there were not that much for everyone. And whenever they wanted to order, you always had to bring in a huge batch. So they had to like do like collaborations between different breweries. I'm gonna bring this load. How much do you want off me? And that kind of stuff. But then you end up with beers tasting somehow similar because they use the same style of hops. So I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of beers now taste like you've had the same problem as me. Eat, drink, fuck with hops. A lot of beers just taste the same now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Though I will say that even within the same hops variety, there's still a gamut of flavor that you can extract, even just using it at different times in your brew. using Whirlpool editions or dry hop editions or
Yeah.
flame out editions or 10-minute editions. There's just so much you can do there to extract different aroma.
Yes, because Beta Soft Cologne, I think he was referring to you, said, did he really smell his beer? And if you have an IPA and you smell your IPA, you get the aroma. So you can get grapefruit, you can get cantaloupe, and you can get these different
honeydew, stone fruit, peach. I mean,
and it's really interesting to see. This is not just the hops; it's also the yeast. The yeast varieties they use react with the hops, and it's called biotransformation.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this process, the esters in the hops, the esters in the yeast combine and they make these flavors. And it's incredible because they are so like fruit. Some of these IPAs have no fruit in, but it can taste like you're drinking orange juice or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, the conventional wisdom was to add your hops after primary fermentation because hops is sort of antibacterial, antifungal, so it will hurt your yeast. But if you actually put your dry hop in during active fermentation, it can actually get metabolized by the yeast, and you do get these new hop oils, these new lupulin oils that just are really fruity.
It's interesting because in Belgium, frankly, you have your yeast, and yeast is very important in Belgium, and that's where you get most of your flavors, the esters and stuff. And it's interesting to see
if Belgium has one thing, it is because personal opinion, I can be wrong, but I don't care. I'm an arrogant bastard. It's because of all the brewing has been like industrialized for so long. Like there is a craft brewing scene coming up and existent, although it is really hard for it to break through outside of an extremely local level. And even then, instead of a small scale brewery, they will go to like an industrial brewery and just give them the recipe. Hey, make us yay amount of barrels of this and yay amount of bottles, and go with that. So like a really small scale productions. A few of them have popped up. Look, and I found some of them from doing the last revision beer seminar, that you have some smaller ones that actually combine, so you will have 3-4 smaller ones combined into one brewery setup, like the really small scale where each of them does their own thing and they only have a few hectoliter vats each. Those aren't, to my knowledge, not all that common. So
no, definitely, yeah.
So coming to that, on the yeast, mostly you will just use the yeast that's available over there, and all yeast is usually used for the heavier beers, the doubles, the triples, the quads on one side, and then the lagers on the other. When you look at all the yeast and the hops, it has been an issue here that they were IPAing to IPA, and those weren't really all that successful. Even if it looks like a smaller brewery, when you look it up, there's still a larger consortium behind it. With just a white label.
It's when you started looking at the Belgian beer industry, it's really weird because it is really commercial. There's a few big players that own quite a lot of it. I think I read it's around 70% is owned by 3 companies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, the second biggest brewery in Belgium does not have its own brands. They do.
It just brews for
contract
someone
brew.
else.
They do all the white labels.
Yes,
that makes sense. I mean, it's a separate business kind of thing.
As I said, it's a contract. Like, here, make us this much hectoliters of that. Boom. That's it. Have fun.
So I've got one question from the Discord. What is your favorite German beer and why?
It's a hard one. I haven't tasted all the German beer. I'm leaning towards Fruchtkolsch, but that's just the Cologne side of me speaking. But there are a lot of nice wheat beer from Germany that I appreciate.
I'm gonna join in with the fruit coach because from all the coaches, it's the one that I like best myself, and it's also when going from since to evoke since the 2003, which is a very long time for fuck's sake.
Now they have this tendency to put the windmill thing, and they're like, "Oh, the windmill is the
Yeah,
best
but-
coach."
Yeah,
I keep having discussions with the Evoke organizers. No, Fruit
it's
Coach
an
is the
acceptable
original.
one. It's like the ruling coach is acceptable, but there are better ones. So sorry, Evoke. Now, because as with PS, my limited beer knowledge of Germany, I'm going with the IPA from the Vulkanbrouwerij.
Yeah, 5711. You don't know what you're talking about.
So
Real
you-
Cologne beer is
So
Fruit Coach.
if you're from Cologne, you want to stick your fingers in your ears right now, because I'm gonna say an alt beer from Düsseldorf.
Ah!
Yeah, so
You're really in
Schumacher.
trouble. You're going to get fired from Evoke organizing for that.
my favorite is Schumacher, which is an alt beer, and I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this.
Yeah, alt beer, alt versus Kolsch. You don't want to get into that. You don't want to get into that argument.
boy.
If they start talking alt versus Kolsch, you need to get away from the room.
Yeah.
Nothing good is going to come out of that. What about you? Eat, drink, fuck. You haven't told us your favorite German beer.
Well, I mean, I mentioned them before, but I'll just circle back to them. I mean, Frau Gruber, basically anything by Frau Gruber, but to be specific, Hand of Glory was an Imperial IPA they did. That was really good. It was really smooth, really fruity.
Hand of Glory. I need to look that up.
I don't know
Where
if
do
it was
they
a
sell
one-off
it?
or...
I was the one-off? Okay. That's
I don't know if it is. Maybe they still produce it. I would have to look into it.
Isn't
To do
isn't that an issue that most of these beers with the smaller craft beers, they're just one-offs, and they don't like take 2 or 3 or 5 batches or even 10 batches to perfect it.
Yeah, so like this is
So
one batch.
It's of course it's terribly amazing for your untapped scores and your unique beers, but it's like, yeah, sure, we made 50 hectoliters of this. It's not perfect, but we're throwing it away, and we're doing something else with grapefruit next week. It's like, dude.
Yeah, I never
Don't do
quite
that.
got that. That's
Yeah.
why what I love about BrewDog. Well, they're not small brewery anymore, but they had like such a wide range.
Yes,
They keep the ones that they really like. They keep throwing them out there, so you can still find them. It's not like a new beer every week or every month. Like you can still find the original Punk IPA and that kind of stuff, which I really love.
Yeah, I mean, BrewDog well, I'm a shareholder, so I'm biased. They're quite. The beer's good.
BrewDog even went a step further. They open sourced like the
Yeah,
bill
all
of
their
materials
recipes.
that you can do to brew your own. Like
But
we
I
did
guess-
this one time 500 years ago. Well, not 500, maybe 5 years ago. Here's the recipe. Do it yourself. Here's all the things you need, all the water things, all checks that you need to make sure to have it the proper right way that we did it. Brew your own.
The recipes are
two-
kind of garbage,
But don't
though.
forget the water, because the water is as important
Yeah.
as your hops.
That's why English beer
Well,
is so successful. And Burtonization, which is Burton water makes the best beer.
Burton water is
I'm
like
gonna-
the basics for
Yeah,
IPA,
so
right?
So most of the world Burtonizes the water, called Burtonization. England's water influences beer all around the world. The interesting thing with BrewDog, and there's 2 breweries in Europe that are fundamental in changing beer and making beer what it is in a modern sense, of Mikkeller and BrewDog.
I love Mikkeller. Yeah.
They both did a fantastic thing. They both started brewing these interesting beers and made them sort of mainstream. But they also allowed a vector of other breweries. So BrewDog's bars pushed around Europe and in England, pushed small independent craft breweries. And Mikkeller did something a bit similar as well, which has led to now where you have a crazy boom of craft beer. When I did my first revision seminar, the reason was I wanted to showcase it. And now, it's only 3 years later, it's it's crazy. What is out there? It's unbelievable.
Pod CFDK is asking about Desperados. What do we think about Desperado beer? Let me tell you a story about Desperado beer. I once did a course in off-flavor tasting of beer. There are these kits that you add to the beer, and you can taste like the different ways that the beer can go bad. It's like it tastes slightly metallic, tastes slightly like rotten eggs, and they explain which one is which. And this is useful for brewers to understand what is happening with their beer, what went wrong, so they can fix it. And we just went in because we knew the guy that ran the place, and it was fun for us to understand beer a bit better.
So
One of those beers that was like an off flavor was the Desperado kind of beer, which you serve it extremely cold so you don't notice that it's an off flavor that smells slightly metallic.
Yeah, the skunk of a beer, and most of these beers are in clear glass bottles, which isn't ideal.
It's one thing that I also learned on that day is that the glass also influences in a negative way. So a lot of beers show the glass and it's white glass, but you get like 2 days of sunshine on it, and it has ruined the beer. So ideally, you want to have it in a can.
5 minutes of sunshine kills it.
Canning's become such a popular thing. It's the best way to store a lot of beer.
And this is why God invented that super box should be in a brown glass, so it doesn't get affected by sun.
It still gets affected, but less so.
You can just put an entire sticker over the bottle.
Yeah,
this is why you use cans.
So,
I mean, Desperado in a very warm day, very cold with a lime is still quite good. Don't get me wrong.
Not as good as Corona.
So
I do mean the beer brand, and I'm being serious though.
The point of this seminar is to talk. I want to discuss beer in the demo scene. So we've had the first section where we've just been talking about beer in general, and now I'm just going to play a demo while we have a quick break. And then after that, we're going to come back and talk about beer in the demo scene and how it coexists. So I'll just play this
I guess it's time for the bathroom break.
Yep. I copy the right link.
Yeah, don't Ted Cruz it now.
That should be fine.
Attention humans, this is the mid-combo break. Go into the tunnel and pee, then come back with a beer. You have 7 minutes. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. This can be done on a C64. Access denied. C64. Hands off.
So, Frankie, do you want to explain that demo?
Pants off.
Okay, so
What was in the trunk? That's the first thing I want to know about that demo.
the crying, screaming soul of Evilbot.
Ah, that makes sense.
So, we were having at a certain point in time, we were like, and still, we're getting to a point that PC demo combos were very long. People were complaining, we need to break the piss. It's taking an hour and a half, 2 hours, like really, like we need to break. So we
We
said,
need to get another beer.
yes, we have.
More like 5.
I've had phone calls from Truck during the demo combo.
Bring a crate of beer. We are
Calling
in
me,
need and we
"We're
might
out of
lose our
beer.
seats.
We're out of beer. Get stuff from the stash in the basement." So, in order to prevent that, okay, cool. We'll, hold our beer. We got this, and we made this. It's called Interludium, and it's based off a thing where on certain German TV channels you would have in the 70s and 80s when they were in between programs and they had done nothing to fill. You had dancing cats and whatever. In Belgium, you would have a fish tank on screen for 5 minutes, 10 minutes until the next program was ready and would go out. And so we'll make a fish tank, and we made a demo that we knew nobody would really watch. We also, of course, informed the info desk that, okay, guys, the demo was coming up, and they were ready with crates of beer, which was good. We also made the deal with the Beam team to put the lights on, that they put it on the screen in the corner, and that they would walk off to show, no, this is real, this is happening, this is 7 minutes of nothing, and it worked perfectly, except some people didn't come back in time because missed the next demo, and the idea was, okay, this was now a very long, slow demo. People here will come back with a beer in their hands. They'll be happy and joyful. So we're going to put a kick-ass demo in there to get stuff going again. So we put there. The combo crew put a demo there from my res, which was totally kick-ass awesome, and a few people missed it because, well, some stayed outside, some were still pissing, some didn't get back in time, and not everybody was happy with that choice. But in the end, we made it
you
up.
single-handedly destroyed Razer 1911.
Well, it's I'm willing to put that on my resume.
You stole the Volt disc from Razer 1911,
yes,
so that's
absolutely.
where they put it.
It's like, I have completely not accidentally stolen your Vote disc. Whereas I would hold up my Amiga floppy, but these times it's USB, so I can't hold up a floppy.
We do the best we can with what we got.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, that's more or less the background story we had. The most difficult part was getting through to the lawyers and the agents of Evilbot to have Evilbot say some extra sound clips for that. That took half the budget.
Yeah.
In legal fees. So yeah. Meanwhile, I have opened the Case double IPA, which for a double IPA is extremely smooth. And sadly, according to Untapped, it's no longer in production.
Oh.
For you at home playing along with the hops, this is Simcoe and Amarillo.
Oh, for playing that game, I should read out what I've got here.
No, you read that while I focus.
Okay, we've got Separate Problems, also by Verdant. It's got Chinook, Columbus, Amarillo, Simcoe, and Cascade.
Wow, all of them. Just
5 hops.
put them all together.
So yeah, so why do you put 5 hops in? Because then you will have just one mix of hops.
It's like blending when you blend grapes. You get your different flavors.
And then you mix them all together into a single bucket. It's called sangria.
It's like blending lambics. That's the thing of a blend. You're averaging out the taste. You're taking away the sharp edges. Be brave, for fuck's sake.
Well, this one's going to be fun.
Is this Switch set to adult? I don't know. I don't care.
Oh well. So I have Little Earth Project, Jim Jam, a dry hot raspberry barley wine, coming in at 14.5% in a wine bottle. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah. Also,
And you're gonna drink that all alone. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
Reality,
read the can,
you
and this
you
is
have the
8.1%.
highest alcohol tolerance that I know of.
So we can get into my glass collection now. I said I was going to.
That's why he's opening the big bottle. He just wants to show all the glasses that he has around.
You guys have fun. I'm going for an hour now.
So this is
Demos on this part of the show.
yeah.
of
Sorry,
the seminar.
this is a modern beer glass. I'm going to use this one. But yeah, so this is modern. This is awesome. So this is. It looks like a normal pint glass, but this is a 1910 pint glass I got in an antique shop. Quite hard to get because most got smashed. So this is one of my prized possessions. Then we have
Reality, don't put it on the edge of the table, really, because
it's there.
If it's
And then we have a standard Belgium delirium glass.
So I have one of those.
Yeah, and then
I have 5.
we have a Cantalon glass
For you, it's
for
easy.
drinking lambic and stuff. But yes, anyway, sorry. Talking about demos. So, P.S. You do your beer and a demo show. Can you talk about that?
I can tell you about the history of that, where that came from, and that actually relates to Evoke. Some people in a land very far, far away, 20 years in the past, we were very drunk and making our way to Evoke 2000. We had stopped at Wensley. I was doing an interrail trip with Melvin from How Job. We stopped at the How Job barbecue that was happening every year around the summer, before the summer parties. And we went to Switzerland, where we attended Wensley, and we stayed at Fred's place, Fred from Cacao Dogs. And we worked on a demo, which was called True, and ended up winning the Evoke 2000 compo, beating Consume, which is the best demo ever released at Evoke. And I was extremely sad yesterday when it didn't play on the 4-hour compo showing Evoke entries. Anyways, I ramble. Let me get back on point. So while we were making True, we were drinking these beers, which were pretty close to Desperado, actually. They were horrible, but at the time we just drank beer to get drunk, not to really appreciate the flavor of it all.
I can think to that.
And on the caps of the bottles, there was a letter. Each cap had a different letter. Oh my god! If we drink enough caps, we can make the whole abecedary and then alphabet, and we can do a demo which has like the different caps and have different sayings and stuff. We didn't get that far. We did enough to do like a sentence. We got very drunk out of that, and we made a demo that was called True, and we won the compo out of it. So
nice.
that was really good. And we had a saying on the demo, which was called "Watching a demo, having a beer, true," which was the point of the whole demo. And I don't know, 19 years later or 18 years later, I thought, well, we should bring back this occurrence because it sounds like fun. Let's make a sequence of watching a demo, having a beer, because it equals true for me. It's part of my thing. I'm not saying that you should be alcohol buff to enjoy demos. Most certainly, you do not need to be one. You can enjoy demos sober or not drink beer at all or other booze whatsoever. But for me at the time was part of my life experience that I was traveling and drinking a lot of beer and making demos, and that saying stuck with me. So I decided to remake it, and it's a bit of fun. It's like a way that you can try to figure out a demo that fits into the beer that you're drinking right now. And for me, it's always like a little game that you try to find the right beer to fit this. It needs to be from this nationality because the beer is from this nationality or this color. And well, it's a way for you to pick a demo like any other way. So yeah, that's why I decided to do that video series. And if you guys want to see random demos and random beers, please follow me on YouTube. Just look for Philip Cruz or PS Enough and you should be able to find it.
Thank you. That's awesome. Frankie, so how did you get into doing beer-related things like seminars at demo parties?
Oh dear. I don't know anymore.
Hmm.
It just happened. It was like I had this thing, and I went up to the seminar guys and to say, um,
My best asset is to talk about beer. You're
no,
hired.
no, actually, yes, because the beer seminar, and that's the bloody joke here. It is not about the beer. It is. I know when I do like 9 beers, 3 beers in, half the room is so completely drunk that it doesn't matter what the hell I put on the slide. You know,
But
nobody
cats and
will
bats,
remember that the monastery was opened in the 14th century by this order and then closed down by the
it's
French
recorded
Revolution
and stored on the
stayed by the
internet.
locals.
So
And
people watch it back. Actually, I watched a few of
yes,
the
I
seminars
know
back just to
people.
learn more about the beer.
Absolutely, but when you're doing it live, for the people who do it live, it's like that 15 minutes in, like the drunk people at the back,
We don't have the tolerance that reality
Dutch people
404
looking at
has.
you right
We're
now,
just not good enough.
will already died, and by the point of time 70% in, the hardcore Hungarians at the first row will also have died.
Yes, that was.
So it's so during the and so during the seminar as such, you're doing it for shits and giggles. Of course, people really watch it because they want some stuff left and right, but primarily it is for those who are there. Now, how did we get to start it? I just tossed the idea, like, wouldn't it be a good idea? And it was planned to be like a one-off, and we did the first seminar was an overview of, okay, this is like a broad spectrum of beers. I know that I started it out with the topic that lagers don't matter. So I had 4 Belgian lagers in there, and they had to guess which one it was. And I still thank a T101 for that, for getting me some Lappinkulta from Helsinki Airport, because one of the beers was Lappinkulta.
No, not Lappinkulta.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's
So the
one
thing
of the
was,
worst beers from Finland.
I'm
The blandest beers, let's call it.
That was intentional. It's
bad.
like lagers don't matter. You see, so okay, so here you have your 4 lager beers. Now do something different. Here's a Golden
Did
Dragon 9000
Lappinkulta win?
of 12% alcohol. Good night.
Did Lappinkulta win when the people ordered the lagers? No one remembers the results.
No, because I didn't say it was Lappinkulta. I had Jupiler, I had the Carapils, cheap supermarket beer. By the way, a Carapils, for those playing along at home, a 24 can pack will cost you €4.95, 23 centiliters.
Not too
€4
shabby.
for
Yes,
for a 24 pack,
Yes.
you mean?
yes.
Ah, okay.
So anyway, so to go back to your question, what did it get the beer seminar started? Absolutely nothing.
So I'll quickly go into my seminar because it ties into this. I always admired Frankie's seminar, and it's the reason why, one of the key reasons I went to my first revision was to go to Frankie's seminar. And some friends of mine, because I like beer and was talking about beer, joked that I should do a seminar. So I talked to the revision seminar people, and they said it was a good idea. So I sort of did my first seminar as a joke, and now I've ended up doing multiple seminars. People seem to like beer, which is odd, but yeah.
It's a social thing, and a lot of people in the demo scene do drink beer and enjoy talking about craft beer, and a few people even brew beer,
Yeah, I
the
wonder
person who
how.
think they may always get wrong. Eat, drink, fuck. Yes, I
Yeah,
got it.
it's all the good things in life, man. Just remember that.
And there are a
Yeah.
few other people in the demo scene who also do beer. Mayor also brews beer. The How Job guys also brew some beer. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a lot of part of the DIY spirit of the demo scene. Explore how it works, make your own tests and stuff like that. So it resonates to the home brewing.
Well, we have about 10 minutes left. I hope I'm not boring we're not boring everyone, but it seems quite good, the Twitch chat.
If everyone's drinking along, then they shouldn't be bored.
If they're bored, they should get another beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly.
So,
Recommendations if you want.
so eat, drink, fuck. What's your connection with beer in the demo scene?
Well, I mean, the obvious one is, of course, helping you with your seminars. Your seminar was actually my first beer seminar in the demo scene. And the first one, I was actually just a guest. And it was really great. I was there with a friend that just moved to Japan, and he came back for revision. So that was already a great experience. But then also getting all these amazing British beers with the backstory, seeing you do them, and then seeing everyone around you getting completely destroyed. And
I overdid that one.
Background story is so important. Get wasted on this one.
I remember
I know one thing from reality's beer seminars. You have to keep up because the speed is.
It is there.
It's
just
whoa.
I've slowed down now.
And they're all high percentage. So
Yeah,
you're like, bomb. You're bombarded with stuff. I never attended one of his seminars, but their seminars. But I saw the video afterwards, and it was actually very informative for me. But like, he kept opening another one. And now,
I've mellowed.
All of
you
them
have
like
3 sips.
10%. What the fuck? How the hell are these people still alive? And
yes,
they weren't.
I killed the Polish sceners, and that is my favorite moment. Like the Polish people came up to me after I did my seminar and said, "You're the first time I've seen it that's got us drunk that isn't Polish," and that was oops.
Yeah, it was a really good time. I remember
Well,
walking
I
out
used
with
to
my
vodka,
friend.
so they should be used to the hard stuff.
Yeah, it's always sad for me because I can hardly attempt your seminars reality because that's like just in the crunch time for the evening combo block.
Yes.
And if I'm lucky, I can sneak down for the last 5.
Yeah.
Just don't do demos. I've got this problem on lock.
Well, we have the secret location that at revision for beer.
Now it no longer is.
Yes, sadly.
Don't tell them about the secret elevator.
No. There's no secret elevator. The elevator does not exist.
Do not look behind the curtain.
Actually, no. It is hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know it was there until I was in it. I was like, oh, okay.
But yes, seriously, do not go there because A, we don't want you there, and B, you could get locked in. So yes, and freeze. We don't want frozen demo sceners.
Well, no, the fridges are German, so they're safe. You cannot lock yourself in. But yeah, when the lights out, it's really hard to find the.
Well, it's hard to find the emergency button. Yeah, I've done that.
Important question: was this included on the pool brain representation of sofa seating?
No.
No.
That's a flaw.
It is.
That needs to be fixed.
And I actually checked how much of the orga areas you could get to, and you could get to some, but to like the hidden part where the.
It should be like the only way that you die in the game. It should be by getting locked in the freezer.
I tried to get there as well, but.
So as we have some pool brain people in here, yes, we now want the fix.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We submitted a ticket right now to Drink Bug to fix it.
The one way to get behind the bar at Outline was to glitch through the roof. So that was already my ticket. So there's some fixes that need to be made. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so I have compo at 50, so we sort of need to finish up. So we've done, everyone's introduction into beer. Is there anything else people want to talk about?
Chickens?
Talk about some chickens.
Inertial Party first, then chickens. Inertial Party is happening in Portugal, 2 to 5 of October. We're having compos. We're not quite sure if we have a physical location. We do have a physical location secured. We're not sure if Corona will let us have it or if it makes sense to just do live stream instead. If you come to Portugal, you can hang out with us anyway. So buy your tickets. Don't be shy. Or if you want to come to Inertia, anyways, we do have a physical location reserved, regardless of that, 2 to 5 of October. Even if we don't do it physical, we will have live stream stuff, and we can always do like a backyard thing and hang out. So anyone who comes up from abroad is very welcome to do so and enjoy the not so serious COVID lockdown in Portugal instead of whatever other crisis location that you're at. So yeah, that's the shout out for the only demo party in existence in Portugal.
It's on my.
Frankie, you were talking about chickens.
Yes, what about chickens?
It's a bit conflicting with other parties, but if they get cancelled, then I'm sure, why not?
I think Deadline was already cancelled, wasn't it?
I have no idea. If it is,
Deadline was the only one on the same date.
Yes,
and I think
it's
they
that
ended
was
up
on the same weekend, and they did a poll. Although I don't have the result of it.
So
Everyone in the chat knows from Deadline organization. Please let us know.
I will end this so the demo compo can happen. I want to thank.
Come on.
I still have one left, dude.
Boring.
I want to thank Edrink Fuck, PS, and Frankie. We have 2 minutes, I know.
I wanted to for 12.
Frankie wants to talk about the chickens. Fuck the demos.
Oh
let
yes,
Frankie-
okay. Let's talk about chickens.
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 They scratch up your garden.
Are they being controlled by the internet?
Well, we have an IP cam watching them now because they were always attacking each other. So, and now it's the thing of to get the.
That's how they get you. It's to avoid.
IP cam to the outside, and we are using a certified Chinese phone home camera for that.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome. So yeah, thank you everyone. I hope you found this interesting. I want to especially thank NOVOQUE and the organizer team for having me and letting me do this panel, and all my guests and everyone that's watching. Hopefully you found it interesting and enjoy the compos. So that's it. Thank you.
Now we have to go watch demos. Damn.
Damn it.